on a mission and my mission won't stop. I'm on a mission and my mission won't stop. I'm on a mission and my mission won't stop. Okay.
Hey YouTube, it's Relatable. I'm back with another one. I want to give you guys just a little bit of trust sauce today. Today I'm going to talk about a few different trusts. I'm going to start off with the private irrevocable trust. Sometimes we can basically refer to these as inter vivos as well. These are basically not the same thing, but can become the same thing. So, for instance, the private irrevocable trust and the inter vivos are basically used as entry points or containers for assets from individuals. The inter vivos basically avoids probate. The private irrevocable trust basically leaves the grantor with no control to be retained, and there's independent trustees. These are also set to pour over into other trusts upon the death or triggering events of an individual or family, depending on your structure, as well as the beneficiaries are basically the dynasty trusts, sometimes ecclesiastical trusts, or individuals, basically. Sometimes you have to just realize, though, overall, this private irrevocable trust or this inter vivos is most of the times going to be guided by the master trust's mission, not by its own like mission. So that's what leads me now to the dynasty trust. The dynasty trust is basically a moral shield. It's basically a generation tax shielding trust, and it also helps with spendthrift protection. So whenever you want to limit your heirs on getting something, this is probably one of the best ways how you want to start it out, when you're looking at the order of everything from how it's been provided so far. The next thing is you want to look into a gun trust. The gun trust is not going to be operating under the same compliance sometimes or under the same governance as the rest of your trust because it is a high asset. You want to kind of keep it separate, but you also want to kind of keep it out of the state's control as well. Wink, wink. But that's why you also need to have a foreign irrevocable trust. The foreign irrevocable trust is basically a great trust for offshore protection and is creditor proof. I'm sorry. This means like when it comes to court and stuff, the foreign irrevocable trust is possibly the trust that uh, you won't be expressing it in court, but if need be, you'll be able to show that assets are going back to this one, not going back to this one per se, but you deal with foreign banking. You don't deal with whatever they're trying to assume. So it's based on the person and how you know how to talk. When it comes to a house, for an example, you're not finna tell the state of California you're in Texas in your mansion. So whatever they're talking about, they're not talking about nothing. No, you're gonna tell them whatever property you have there, you can deal with them regarding that property there. It's not your business. It's not their business while you're in Texas in this mansion, what you're doing in this mansion. It's only the mansion or home that's in their state that their concern is about until you retitle it out of their state. Um, that's what leads me basically to, like I said, knowing that these trusts may hold legal title to specific assets like the house deeds, the titles to the vehicles, or depending on the structure, you might want to basically have things wrapped up a little bit smoother through these layers. Like I said, from the private irrevocable trust and the inter vivos to the dynasty trust, which is going to toilet flush to the foreign irrevocable trust or the gun trust or whatever the case may be, the ecclesiastical trust, which is the master. Who knows? Basically, now you have to look at it and say, where does the ecclesiastical trust come in when it comes to the dynasty trust, the gun trust, and the foreign irrevocable trust? The ecclesiastical trust may be a beneficiary or protector or a guiding purpose embedded in their trust instruments. So you can use the ecclesiastical trust, and whatever its intent and purpose is, you can make that basically what these trusts have to follow, embody themselves by. So now, once you get this down, you'll kind of get the flow of how these trusts serve as containers for downstream or upstream flows of assets and benefits. That's what leads me basically to the ecclesiastical trust now, how it's a moral shield, aka a legal shield. It shields you from the legal system in a sense, but uh, it can be treated as a charitable trust or a religious trust in many jurisdictions, which means it's statutorily protected. So it's not subject to commercial trust, and the beneficial owner to the and is basically a beneficial owner to the other trust, or it receives residual interest. So basically, it receives the remainder for a charitable trust, and it can be a trustee or a trust protector for lower trusts or to enforce religious or ecclesiastical principles. The other trust may owe a fiduciary or moral duty upward to this ecclesiastical trust. But now you guys will basically get the hang of what I mean by everything here is no longer confusing. You have to put it in order. Once you have these things in order, you need to study your authentications. You need to study your certifications and your exemplifications. Then you need to study your QSIP tracings and your fingerprint cards, your juvenile records, your criminal history, all these little things. And then you'll go back and say, do I have the trademarking and copywriting down? Because once I have the trademarking and copywriting down, that's checkmate when it comes to all records, because all records need to be updated with that. Now I can go do business, and I also can do private business. I can also do foreign affairs as well. Because why? I'm holding legal title and equitable title. Most likely I have the DBA, I have the power of attorneys, and I have the affidavit of publications. That's all legal titles. And then most likely, if there's a name change or a newspaper name change, I'm in the game, because now with that I have equitable title. Once I have these things, what is stopping you from obtaining what you need? Honestly, because everything's authenticated, everything's taken care of. You have the accounts, you have the estate planning, you have the banking, you have the estate planning, you have the trust formations. Now we have to focus on the banking, which is where the accounting numbers and routing numbers come into play. So now people can basically be billed or invoiced. So once you do that, now you can properly make sure things are reported properly, But yeah, I just want to thank you guys for listening this far. With that being said, my name is Relatable, and I want to thank you guys for checking us out. Make sure you look us up on relatableinspirations.com. If you have any questions, you can contact us through the contact tab. Other than that, make sure you check us out through the PPB if you would like to know more about how we could assist you with international estate planning, aka changing your status, so they like to say. And then other than that, we also do have subscription videos, exclusive content that'll be coming out soon. Make sure you guys check that out as well. Did you know?
I'm on a mission and my mission won't stop. I'm on a mission and my mission won't stop. I'm on a mission and my mission won't stop. Okay.